After failed pursuits of big names like Alonso, Nagelsmann, Rangnick, Glasner, and even turning back to Tuchel like someone going after their ex, Bayern Munich's search for a new manager has delivered another curveball with the surprise appointment of the young and inexperienced Vincent Kompany. Kompany's CV is far from typical of a Bayern manager. A mere 4 years of experience, highlighted by reviving a mid-table Anderlecht side and guiding Burnley back to the Premier League, only to see them immediately relegated in his second season. So in what world does he seem like a good fit for the Bundesliga giants? Well, as unlikely as it seems, there's a compelling argument for why he might actually be a good fit for Bayern Munich. This is what they aren't telling you about Vincent Kompany. Bayern Munich is one of football's greatest institutions. 6 Champions League titles, a record-breaking 33 Bundesliga titles, and a rich history of producing world-class players under top managers. So their interest in Vincent Kompany, of all managers, really came out of the blue. But it's been reported that Bayern's leadership regards Kompany as one of the most talented young managers in the game. After an impressive playing career, including over 250 Premier League appearances and 4 league titles, Kompany went directly into coaching, starting as a player manager and then senior coach at Anderlecht, the club where he started and ended his playing days. Despite mixed success there, he showed great promise as a coach, catching Bayern's attention after they had loaned out Joshua Zirkzee, now at Bologna, to the Belgian side. In the summer of 2022, Kompany joined Burnley and led them to victory in the subsequent championship season, earning himself the division's Coach of the Year award. He implemented an expansive attacking philosophy aimed at creating goal-scoring opportunities from anywhere on the pitch, a style he largely adopted from playing under Pep Guardiola for 3 years at Manchester City. Guardiola, who once said Kompany would one day become City's manager, clearly saw great potential in his former player. Despite Burnley's relegation from the Premier League and securing just 5 wins this past season, Kompany has remained true to his footballing philosophy. And now, there's belief among those in Munich that Kompany will be able to adapt to a top job. As a project manager for Bayern, he will be given time and resources to transform his ideas into success after a disappointing, trophyless season for the club. While it's a risky appointment for the record champions, they view it similar to Bayer Leverkusen's appointment of Xabi Alonso as they look to build their own project. Then again, for every example like Alonso, there are 3 more like Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard. While Kompany had more managerial experience than either of those examples before getting their first top job, getting one with Bayern's lofty, trophy-laden expectations can change things. Alonso, for instance, was granted the luxury of time and patience from the Leverkusen board as he navigated his first managerial role. Kompany, by contrast, is unlikely to enjoy the same level of understanding at Bayern, who are renowned for their ruthlessness and demand for immediate success. The Belgian's lack of experience in European competitions could be an issue too, with his only experience coming from 3 matches in the qualifying rounds of the Europa Conference League with Anderlecht. The Champions League demands managers make big calls and tactical decisions, even deviating from their usual approach to unsettle opponents. While Bayern should still dominate domestically as long as there's consistency, their vulnerabilities, like conceding 45 goals in the league despite scoring 94 last season, showed a need for adaptability that could make all the difference in crucial matches. A new manager taking over Bayern wouldn't need to reinvent the wheel. But Kompany's lack of experience means he'll have to quickly learn how to make a difference in the club's critical moments. Kompany's ability to speak German, which he learned during his time playing for Hamburg early in his career, is seen as essential for whoever takes the Bayern job, as the club is looking for a coach who can make a strong impact not just tactically, but also through effective communication. Kompany also has an authoritative presence, and his success at City and the international level commands respect from his peers. His role as City captain saw him deal with big personalities on a regular basis, act as a sounding board for disgruntled players, and face many high-pressure situations when fighting for trophies. He will likely experience a shift in dynamics at Bayern though, At Burnley, he played a key role in club transfers, having the final say on all incoming players. After bringing in 16 new signings for around £26 million in his first transfer window, Burnley spent big by their standards in the following summer, acquiring 15 players for over £90 million. At Bayern, however, where powerful figures are engaged in near-constant power struggles, Kompany would not have that kind of control. Under Kompany, Burnley quickly adopted a positive, possession-based approach aided by 2 summer transfer windows that overhauled the squad. The club had assembled the right profiles for Kompany's style, resulting in a dominant 100-point championship season. The 4-3-3 morphed into a 3-2-5 in possession, allowing him to dominate the ball, press relentlessly, and suffocate opponents. And Kompany's use of role-based instructions rather than fixed positions gave his team flexibility and unpredictability. However, this approach didn't translate well to the Premier League, and while admirable, Kompany's decision to stick to his philosophy at the top tier proved to be overly naive. He stuck to his principles, but did at least adapt his tactics, switching from a 4-3-3 with a single pivot to a 4-2-3-1 with a double pivot, which made them more defensively stable and hard to beat. But it took until the final 10 games of the season to move from playing competitively to actually yielding results, a little too late to alter their fate. At crucial games, Kompany also couldn't plan for costly individual errors, or the poor refereeing decisions that went against his side against relegation rivals Nottingham Forest and Luton Town. The fact is that Burnley are not of the quality required to play Guardiola-esque football in the Premier League. Relative to the championship teams, they were already far superior on paper, and Kompany's tactics only accentuated those strengths to make them a force. The bottom line is that Kompany's style requires top players, which he had for the second English division but not for the Premier League. At Bayern, on the other hand, his approach could be a better fit, especially since he now prefers the 4-2-3-1, the same system that has been practiced in Munich for years. He will find himself in a similar situation to his first season at Burnley in terms of his team's quality relative to the other teams. And if he executes his philosophy properly at Bayern, his debut campaign could yet prove to be a resounding success that surprises everyone. For any manager at Bayern, a Bundesliga title would be expected, but so would at least a DFB Pokal or Champions League. With the resurgence of Leverkusen, who have grown into a force under Xabi Alonso, none of that would be easy for Kompany. It's hard to predict if his surprise hiring will pay off for Bayern. Bringing in a relatively inexperienced manager is a risky move for a storied club. Yet, stranger things have happened in football, and his appointment could potentially produce a new club legend if he's able to defy the odds. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more football news, stories, and insights. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.